Now in the last lecture we have understood about the significance of using slow wave structures in travelling wave tube, the amplification process taking place in travelling wave tube. Now in this section, in the part 3 of the lecture, we are going to consider our travelling wave tube as a circuit and establish a relationship between the electron beam quantities and the current which is induced due to the axial electric field. That is, we are going to understand about the concept of convection current which is occurring in the travelling wave tube in this lecture. Now what we mean by convection current? When the electron beam passes the electric field, it induces a current. This current is known as the convection current. That is, electron beam, when it is undergoing the axial electric field, the axial electric field is going to induce a current in the electron beam. Okay, so due to this, there is a convection current produced. Now, when we are considering the space charge effects, we have neglected this space charge effects in the analysis of our klystron amplifier, reflex klystron, etc. In travelling wave tube, when I am considering the space charge effect, all these values, that is the electron velocity, charge density rho, current density J, the axial electric field Ez, all are going to vary about their average DC values. Okay. Now here I have expressed the electron velocity, charge density, current density and the axial electric field all by the particular standard equation. V is V0 plus V1 e raised to j omega t minus gamma Z. Rho as rho 0 plus rho 1 e raised to j omega t minus gamma Z. J as minus j0 plus j1 e raised to j omega t minus gamma Z. So all these are varying about their average or DC values, and the axial electric field Ez, since it is in the Z direction, as E1 e raised to j omega t minus gamma Z. Okay. Now here we know what is gamma. It is a propagation constant of the axial waves, which is alpha E plus j beta E. And here you can observe that a minus sign is attached to the current density of J0, so that J0 will be a positive in the negative Z direction. Now we know that here the electrons are flowing in the positive Z direction. So current is actually in the negative Z direction. That is why we are having a minus in front of this J0. Now for a small signal, the electron beam current density can be written as J is equal to rho into V, which is a standard expression. We are considering a very small signal for taking certain assumption to reduce our equation analysis. So we know what is rho and what is V. We have written it, perturbating it from its DC or average value. So substituting from rho and V from the previous expression, we get as such. Now since we are considering a small signal, the phase propagation constant gamma will be small. We could neglect this expression e raised to j omega t minus gamma Z and take only this part. So we can write it as rho 0 plus rho 1 into V0 plus V1 and finally expanding it. And also in this expression of J, we could assume that our rho 1 V1 will be approximately 0, since we are considering initially a small signal. So at final, the value of rho 1 V1, this term will be very small and we could neglect it. So we get the expression of J as such. Now substituting for the current density J from our standard equation, that is its perturbation with respect to its DC value. Now here Y minus is written, I have explained. So from the previous expression and from the first expression we have written for current density J, we are comparing both the LHS and RHS. Here we have neglected one term since it is very small. So from this we can conclude that minus of J0 to be equal to rho 0 into V0 and J1 to be equal to rho 1 V0 plus rho 0 V1. Why we have written the expression for the current density J? Because our intention is to find out a relation or a equation for the convection current which is occurring in the travelling wave tube. Now since the axial electric field which is induced in the electron beam is going to act uniformly over the whole length of the tube, the current density J could be approximated to this convection current in the tube. So that is why we have written all these expressions for the current density J0, current density J1, etc. Now let us go to the force which is acting. The force equation due to the axial electric field. So the axial electric field affects the velocity of the electron and the force acting on it could be expressed as such. This is equation 1. So force could be expressed as mass into acceleration dV by dt is equal to minus of E into E. E we have written as E1 e raised to j omega t minus gamma Z. Let this be our first equation. Now we can modify this dV by dt in terms of its partial derivative. We could modify dV by dt as dou V by dou t plus dou Z by dou t into dou V by dou Z. So this gives us dV by dt. Now we have made a modification for our dV by dt expression. So that is we have substituting it with the expression which we have written for V, that is its deviation from its DC value V0 plus V1 e raised to j omega t minus gamma Z. So continuing here with the differentiation process, we get the expression as such. Now after this step, we'll assume let dou Z by dou t be equal to V0. We know velocity is given by dz by dt. Now here we assume that the initial velocity, the DC velocity V0, let it be equal to that displacement dou Z by dou t. So we get the second equation. Now when we are substituting this value of dV by dt in the first equation, that is a force equation which we have written, we get the equation of third type. So when we are substituting this second equation dV by dt in the first force equation, we get the third equation. So this is going to give a relationship between V1 and E1, that is a change in the electron velocity. What velocity change the electron has occurred, that is a V1 with respect to the axial electric field E1. So the relationship between the electron velocity and the axial electric field is established in the third one. Now to establish about the convection current, first we have got the expression for the current density J, and we have seen a relationship between the electron velocity and the electric field. Now by using the law of conservation of charges, we are going to proceed again. By using the law of conservation of charges, the continuity equation can be written as del dot J is equal to minus of dou rho by dou t. We know del, the expression of del is dou by dou x plus dou by dou y plus dou by dou z. Here we can consider only the z component. We are consuming the direction of propagation only to be in z. So del is expressed as dou by dou z. So del dot J is dou by dou z of J. Now we know what is the expression for J as minus J0 plus J1 e raised to j omega t minus gamma Z. So the expression of del dot J I am getting is as fifth equation as such. Again in the next step we have to replace the equation of rho and get the expression for this minus dou rho by dou t and equate it further to see what will happen. So in the next step, instead of minus dou rho by dou t, we are substituting for the rho value and getting expression, that is the sixth one. So again by the law of conservation of charges, that is del dot G, we have got a expression, and minus dou rho by dou t, we have got a expression. So by equating both of this, we get the seventh equation. That is, now we have got a relationship which is connecting our charge density ρ1 and the current density J1. So equation 7 is defining the change in charge density with respect to the current density of J1. Now up till now we have established a relationship between our electron velocity and the axial electric field V1 and E1, which was our third equation, and we have established a relationship between the charge density ρ1 and the current density J1, which was our seventh equation. Now we are going to use these two relations, that is the equation 3 and equation 7, in our expression for current density J1. We have written the expression for current density J1 to be ρ1 V0 plus ρ0 V1. So substituting this equation 3 and equation 7, these two relation in our current density J1. What are we intending to find out? The convection current. I told you the convection current I will be approximated to the current density J since we are considering a uniform cross-sectional area. So the current, we have to establish now a relationship between the relationship for current density J1 to its DC current density, say J0. So somehow we have to establish a relationship between J1 and J0. So now what we have did is we have obtained two relation 3 and equation 3 and 7. I have substituted into the expression of J1. Okay. Now, so J1 is obtained as such. Now again multiplying the numerator and denominator by V0. Why we are multiplying it by V0? Because J0 we know it is minus ρ0 into V0. So somehow to establish a relationship between J1 and J0, we can multiply here the numerator and denominator with V0. So finally we will get establishing a relation between J1 and J0. And again instead of beta E, we can write it as omega 0 by V0. So here in the expression for omega 0 by V0, in the next step we could replace it by beta E. So we have brought a relationship between the current density J1 and J0, and to further simplify, multiplying the numerator and denominator with J and solving it further, we get the expression as such. Now we know that beta is omega by V0, and also in the final step here small v0 could be replaced with root of 2ev0 by m, which we already know. So in the next step instead of v0 we could substitute it with root of 2ev0 by m. So now finally we have obtained a relationship between the current density J1 and J0, that is the DC current density J1, and here it will be the AC current obtained after passing through this tube J1. So what we have to understand is that when the electric field is uniform, the current density J will be equal to I. That is J0 will be equal to I0 and J1 will be equal to I. That is, we have to understand that if the magnitude of the axial electric field is uniform over the whole cross section of the electron beam, the current density J and the current will be the same. That is why in our analysis we have written the expression for current density J, simplified it, and we are assuming that this J will be equal to I. So instead of J1 I am replacing it as AC current I, and instead of the DC current density J0 I am representing it to be the DC current capital I0. So this equation is called as the electronic equation, for it determines the convection current induced by the axial electric field. So if the axial electric field, that is E1, and all the parameters are known, then the convection current I could be found out by means of this particular equation. So in this section we have analyzed how a convection current I can be obtained. We have used the basic theorem about the law of conservation of charges. We have found out a relationship connecting our J and J0 and assume that this current density J will be equal to the current convection current I. Thus, we have now understood how the convection current induced by an axial electric field is occurring in the travelling wave tube.